immediate concern, not just for the long term, which I agree with you on, but for right now, for the campaign's success. This is an existential question. And I think that there's a very popular fiction in DSA that the state, the United States government, is a contestable terrain that we can win or lose. That's not true at all. It
Wait,
is.
isn't that what you're proposing to do?
Oh no, 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 no.
Because you're saying we're going to go win the House of Representatives.
Yeah, you might be able to do that, but the House of Representatives doesn't have any power. It can just be told no by the Senate, by the president, by the Supreme Court. So the idea that that whole institution taken together is something that the working class can use to govern is a fiction. That's not a
I
contestable
see what you
terrain.
mean. So
So
you want to take state power without trying to.
we got to smash the state and build a new one.
Okay, so sorry, I hate to backtrack from this topic, but it's important, I think, to understand your vision. So you want to take state power and implement an immediate slate of reforms. Isn't that operating the machinery?
Well, we wouldn't be operating the machinery because it wouldn't exist, right? We wouldn't be doing this through the Senate or with the approval of the Supreme Court because those things would be gone. They
So
would be
you would do it
replaced
as
by.
as the Constituent Assembly, as the Constitutional Convention.
Well, the vision is the Constitutional Convention would form a new government, and that government would then do these things.
Okay, sorry. This was not clear to me before.
Yeah, the point that I wanted to make there is there is this popular fiction that the state is a contestable terrain. I don't think that that's true. But right now, the level of development, the level of power that we have, unfortunately, the reality of the situation is our own electeds are a contestable terrain. We are going to have to fight with the operatives of the Democratic Party for which one of us is going to be the organization that holds Zoran accountable. If they are able to have more disciplinary power over Zoran, over our other electeds than we are, then we are going to lose. And that is what we're just now seeing the end of that process with AOC. And that doesn't scare me because we weren't as developed when we went into that with AOC. We started at a much less developed place. With Zoran, we're starting with much more development, and I'm very confident about continuing to build our electoral program into a very disciplined machine that can speak to millions of people, win them over to our politics, not back down and compromise when a former Obama staffer joins your staff or whatever. Whatever it is that through these informal mechanisms, whether it's funding or staffers or whatever, not letting them get their hooks into our electeds is the actual contestable terrain regarding our elected program that we need to worry about. And so that's why, I am fully supportive of these resolutions we're bringing forward to standardize the process for chapters to censure an elected that backs down. I don't think that that should be our first instinct, but if all else fails and we're not able to, rebuild the bridges, repair the relationships, and bring people back into line with the democratic will of DSA, then we should be able to censure them. And there's chapters that just can't because you can't even get up and make a motion in a meeting to do something. So
Well, hold
clearly
on. Let's
some
take
sort of
this. Let's take this
standardization is needed.
one step by one step. So to wrap up on AOC, AOC is actually a member of DSA.
As far as I know, yeah.
As far as I know, I looked into this today for some time because I saw somebody claiming she was not. So I looked around. I have found no evidence that she is not a member.
Yeah.
So she is a member. Currently, there is no mechanism to censure someone like AOC, or there is.
There is. There's again, that's one of the things we're going to vote on at convention in a couple weeks now, 2 3 weeks now, is whether to censure AOC. That is something that convention will be able
And
to
what
do.
does a censure look like?
So a censure, I mean, broad strokes, a censure is just saying, hey, we disagree with this person with this decision that's been made. So it's the equivalent of writing a strongly worded letter. It's not
Is
an
there any world
actual.
in which AOC or a DSA expels AOC
Yeah, I think there's a world there.
at this convention?
I don't know. I don't think there's currently a resolution on the floor for expulsion. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure the people who had the appetite for that said, let's start with a censure, as a starting point and go from